Welcome everyone to the PJ's Cast. I'm your host Pierce, alongside of my good co-host Jimmy and Dylan. But we have a special guest today. We have Reagan. How's it going, Reagan?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. It's been little while since we've had you on, but
Yeah.
it's
Thanks for
nice
having
to yeah, it's nice to have you back again. Um, you're. I want to talk about not the Blackhawks game
me.
last night, but I want to talk about the Indy Fuel losing 8-2. Who were they even playing last night?
Cincinnati Cyclones.
Cincinnati.
They're actually good this year. It just wasn't a great game. It was just rough from the start. When you're fighting the other team a minute and five into the first period,
Oh
it,
God.
yeah, you know,
We talk about Riley
yeah,
McKay for a second. It's
yeah.
Former Saskatoon Blade Riley McKay to you, teammate of
Listen,
Kirby
I
Dack.
love him so much, but also just sometimes Dick needs to calm down a little bit. And he had four of them. So
Is that bad or? Because
I thought it was
I think
good.
that's bad. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a lot of grit. I can
one of them
Yeah,
I
me-
understand because I think it was charging because the refs missed a slashing call on him and his stick broke and she just went after the guy and I'm like, okay, fair. But also maybe calm down and not get thrown out of the game. Which he didn't luckily,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't a very pretty game.
Didn't he get in a fight too?
But,
Didn't he get in a fight and score on a penalty shot?
yeah, he was the one who got in the fight a minute five into the game. Yeah, that was actually a good fight because the guy who he fought was significantly taller than him, and we're like, well, this is not gonna go well. But he beat the guy. So that was fun to watch. But
Jesus. He's like, that's a 70 stat line right there. 4 penalty minutes, fight, a minute in, and a goal.
yeah, he needed the assist to get the Gordie Howe hat trick. That would have been fun, but they didn't score.
I feel like that's gotta be a thing of its own. Get into a fight and score on a penalty shot. We should call that the Riley McKay from now on.
the McKay hat trick. Okay.
Love it.
Yeah,
No,
Get in
only
a
McKay.
fight, get another penalty alongside of it, and then score on a penalty shot. That's the Riley McKay hat trick.
it was just
Fucking
annoying
genius.
because Cincinnati's last two goals were literally they had 3 or so minutes left in the third, and I was like, you still can't make saves that late in the game.
That sounds like the Blackhawks organization.
Because I had to skate last night because one of those I'm the emergency backup skater basically.
Sick.
Yeah, so I always bring my skates just in case I get thrown out there, which I did last night. I went to go back to our locker room, put my skates back, and it was 6-2, and I come back literally right as I came back, they scored their eighth goal. I'm like, I was gone 2 minutes. What happened? It was just bad.
Jesus. Who's in net for them at this point? Is Kale Morris down there?
No, I think he's with Rockford. They have Mitch Gillum right now, and they had
That's
Michael
a
Lackey.
person.
I think Lackey's injured. So I don't know who the backup was last night for Gillum, but he got thrown in. But I think they just signed him right when Lackey got hurt.
That's so tough. Oh my God.
Welcome to the show. We're already losing
Yeah.
6-2. Go ahead.
Welcome to the organization. Have fun. We don't like
Kind of
defense.
the guy that they signed to be the backup for Gillum right now, since Lackey's hurt, just is always getting signed and then released and then signed again. So he's
Oh
just kind
my
of going everywhere. So
God.
Defense, we don't do that here.
yeah.
No.
You see, it's just interesting because guys are always getting called up, so then they just sign guys, which I don't know where they come from, to be honest. But
I'll go.
I was gonna say, it's gotta be
Conroyd
tough.
certified. Get this man in the Indy Fuel lineup right now. He could use his speed.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's gotta be difficult for prospects this year because, especially in the Hawks organization where they're just getting called up and down every other day. I feel like it can't be good for your development.
yeah, McKay and Gettman are just constantly back and forth.
Man, oh my God.
Yeah, between Rockford and
Yeatman.
Yetman and McKay are both just constantly back and forth, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you mentioned McKay.
I
I thought he was still in Rockford. I didn't know he was with the Fuel.
Who?
The guy,
What?
McKay.
Yeah, he's
I
back
had no
and
idea
forth
he got
now.
there.
But he's back and forth constantly.
Yeah,
So,
I guess he's one of
yeah.
them. Oh, shit.
I think there was one time when Yetman got called up and then he got sent back down. Didn't even play a game because he got called back up the next day.
Wasn't that the when they posted that meme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so funny because we all like looked at it and we're like, oh, like they did him dirty, but we misinterpreted it as if he got sent down and called back up like right away, and we're like, oh.
Yeah.
It was so funny though.
Not yet, man.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's my one-liner. We're good.
So yeah, Cincinnati beat Indy. It won't be the only time the city of Cincinnati gets a win in sports. Am I right?
Hey, I was gonna say. Dude, we've gotten you so far into American football. You're never going back.
Bro,
you can't go back.
I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna
move here.
I'm gonna live in. I'm gonna drive down to Montana and live
imagine
there.
Like being a fucking living in Edmonton, living in Canada, and you're like, you know where I'm gonna go? I'm taking my talents to Cincinnati.
I'm taking my talents to Montana.
Oh yeah,
Sky, baby.
Right next to Wyoming.
Probably.
Pierce is actually gonna go to Yellowstone.
It really
now.
Just
with the
lesser well-known American states. Bro, my man's going to Nebraska. That's like one of my favorite memes. It's like everyone knows these American states, and it's like California, Texas, New York, and then Nebraska. And bro really threw Nebraska in there. I love that. Anyways, Reagan, how's it been covering the indie field? Because how long have you been doing it before? Because I know you did it last year as well, and I'm not sure if you did it the year before, but
so like last year was actually the only year I was like covering them.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually like working like for the team now. And,
It's
like I had like leave like the blog for like conflict of interest, but like I honestly like love like working with that for them like so much. Sure, probably did help that I'm just like a big hockey fan. Like the people I work with are also like really awesome. So I just have like the best time like every game, even when they're not playing great. They've actually at home this year they've actually been really good, like with the exception of last night.
Probably.
I just have so much fun with it, and like sometimes I have to skate and I'm just like running around like trying to like interact with fans and stuff. But it's honestly so much fun.
That's great to hear. I mean, honestly, I feel like just with the kind of dark cloud that's been above hockey, to be able to enjoy it, like that's so important, you know.
Yeah.
And really, just I mean, for obvious reasons in the world right now, with you know, that little COVID thing happening.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, that's
little
awesome.
Thing called the panini.
Okay.
Yo, you got a sandwich? No way.
His head popped up real quick.
Bro, they really named the whole thing after a Lil Nas X song. That's pretty cool.
Oh, God. Listen, I worked at Lunch Rush at Panera yesterday. There's a reason that I didn't get excited when I heard Panini.
You're like, oh,
trust me.
It's probably just
I almost left the podcast. I almost left out, man.
Coming in, you're like, oh God, no, not again.
Oh God, not the Lil Nas X song. Oh God. I hate this custom order.
And you also, sorry?
I don't know how to make the order. I don't know how to make it.
I'm sorry, guys. You gotta do this. I'll give you the ingredients, but I'm kind of nervous. I've only been here so long.
I don't have the voice for it.
Yeah. I don't have the voice to put this together. I don't have the confidence. You know, it's kind of an internal thing. I really haven't worked on it in a long time.
Just like throw all the ingredients outside. Call that delay of game.
Jesus.
Okay. Dylan Strom.
Yeah. No, I also wanted to ask Reagan, because like you've been able to go to like work at the like Indianapolis Colts games, and I wonder how that's been like as well. Then we'll get to Dylan Strom. Yeah.
This season was a lot better than last season, because like last season was like COVID. We basically had like I'm like mobile ticketing and like guest relations. So like we have like iPads for like the mobile tickets and stuff. So if someone can get their tickets loaded, the barcode's not working for whatever reason, I can just like look it up and like send them like a new link. So like last year, all I got to do was just like stand there with an iPad and help people. But this year I got to like then we had like leave right after. But like this year we're allowed to like stay for the games after. Like, we're done at halftime, so I stayed for like every single game. I had to work a couple like guest service like kiosks and help people like questions and stuff. And this year, because I didn't have enough like ticket scanners, I actually had to scan tickets, which was fun, but also like because I was like doing more stuff than just like standing there, but also like stressful because people get mad at me and start yelling at me.
Good old customer service.
Good old American football fans, man.
Yeah, It was always.
I
think my favorite game was the game against the Patriots because it was a night game, and the atmosphere was just amazing. But then I had an old man who was very drunk.
Oh boy, famous last words.
He called me baby, which was already creepy, and then he like stumbled into me, and then he started yelling at me because like, it doesn't matter. Like I need to scan each individual ticket. And I told him that, but he just like yelled at me, and I was like, okay. And then he just like went in, like his son was standing there, which I remember too. His son was wearing a Blackhawks jersey. I was like, hey, cool jersey. And he was like,
one of you's like kind of smart, I guess. This is questionable in 2021.
Like, stared at me, and I was like, And he's like, I'm sorry about my dad. And I'm like, just go. I'm going.
Move on. Just want to get their dad.
But, yeah, this year was a lot better than last year because I actually got to like be more involved. And then like, the first game, I think it was a preseason game technically. They didn't have enough people to do like the full field flag for national anthem, so I got to go do that.
Oh wow!
Oh, what?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I was like standing there, like literally on the field, waiting for the flag to come out. Because I was like on one of the sides, and then I just watched the entire like culture come like running out of their locker like right at me. And I was like, and it was like a beautiful day, so they had like the roof open and everything. I'm like, this is the coolest thing I think I've ever done. So
yeah, I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so
gotta be up there.
This year, this past season was definitely better. Wish they would have made the playoffs, but
playoffs.
I was gonna say you saw some pretty. I mean, you worked some pretty crazy games. Like I know that Bucs game in particular was nuts, and the Raiders game.
Like, I stayed for that whole game. Usually, I would try to like leave with like 5-ish minutes left in the fourth, just so I can like beat the traffic. Mm-hmm. So I had to stay for this whole thing, and I was just disappointed. I was like, "Well, dude."
At least you got to see Brady. Like
that's true.
Oh yeah.
The Patriots game was
that
crazy. That game was so much, and it felt like a playoff game. It was great. Mm-hmm. Then that Raiders game like really sucked.
Just like those last 2 weeks for the Colts were so deflating. It was just like they were on such a heater up until the last 2 weeks.
They literally had 2 games left against 2 not so great.
The Jags! Like, come on!
Like the last 2 games, they had to win one, and they'd be in the just one game. They'd be in the playoffs, and then they lost to the Raiders, and then they lost to the Jags. And I'm like, what?
Like I remember seeing that stat where they're like, "Oh yeah, the Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since like 2014," and I'm like, "That can't be a real stat. Like that can't be a real stat." And then it's still going apparently.
I remember that was the same weekend like the national championship for the football, so I was like volunteering. So I wasn't like watching the games. I was like downtown doing stuff like that. But I'm like, we're all just like checking the score like constantly, and we're like, we're really about to lose to Jacksonville again, aren't we? And then miss the playoffs, and sure enough, that's what happened. It was
a tough way to see it go.
My question is, how's the Carson Wentz experience?
That's
about what I expected.
That's not the biggest fan. I feel like people like hyped him up so much. I was like, okay, maybe the Colts will be decent. And then he just wasn't as good as everyone made him out to be, in my opinion. But
I think that's fair. Yeah. No, you're not wrong to say that at all. No.
I don't know. I had a friend one time. He's like, "Well, like if you look at like him on like paper, like his stats are so good." And I'm like,
"Look at his PFF.
Look at his Corsi." No.
When I'm sitting there watching him play, I'm like, what is he doing? Like,
exactly. It's like I always say. The eye test.
The eye test.
Oh no, it's like with football, it's the tell-all B story. Like you can't box score watch because if you did, you would think Jared Goff's the best quarterback there ever was. He had 3 straight 4,500 passing yard seasons. Like the stats don't tell the whole story. Like the first thing I think of with Carson Wentz was that boneheaded pick 6 he threw in the end zone against Tennessee, I think. And I was like, "Yep, that's," or he fumbled or something. And I'm like, "Yep, that's peak Carson Wentz. That is peak Carson Wentz."
And then I just like, if you think about it, Phillip Rivers took the Colts to the playoffs. But
Carson didn't do it. And not even just Phillip Rivers, like old man Phillip Rivers. That's like 38 years old and barely had an arm. Like, jeez. Come on.
Sure, they lost in the first round, but at least they were in the playoffs.
They got there. Yeah. Like, jeez. And like,
they didn't lose to the Jags and Jets in the last 2 weeks. Come on, man.
Poor Jonathan Taylor, man. He had such a good season too.
I remember like watching that like Patriots game. I'm like, it's just a matter of time before he breaks out, and like sure enough, like 5 minutes later, just break. I'm like, there we go.
I remember watching it on TV, and the announcer's like, he hasn't broke out a big run yet, and he just cranks 1 for 75 first play. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's just like I can't imagine what the crowd was like at that moment, because it had to just been electric.
Yeah, like what they'd always like, because they couldn't like actually like feed us because of like COVID. They gave us like concessions cards, and of course we have our credentials. Like, we can kind of go anywhere we want in the stadium. So we'd always just like go into the club because the lines are shorter, and there's also like places to like sit there. So we just like go in there, eat, and then I just go stand in the club somewhere where there's like room and like just like watch the game. And I was standing with like 2 of my friends, and we were just like, we were literally talking about it. We're like, he hasn't like done it yet. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, it has to. And then like next play, just down. Like, there we go.
So good.
It was
oh my gosh.
Insane. That's probably one of my like best like memories this season.
Oh yeah.
So Dylan Strome.
I don't get to talk about the fucking crap.
From Carson Wentz to Dylan Strome, 2 franchise cornerstones. All right.
So well, I mean, they were top 3 picks once upon a time.
That's true.
Speaking of top 3 picks,
I miss Philadelphia Carson Wentz, man. That was one of my favorite quarterback seasons in a minute, and then he just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, all thanks to Nick Foles and his knee.
Hey, Tom Brady's dead.
Anyways, yeah, we're not going to talk about the games. They did beat Edmonton, but I mean, which is cool because they made Edmonton fire their head coach. That is the second time within the last 2 years that Marc-Andre Fleury's gotten a coach fired. First was
from Canada,
and then the second one is now was Dave Tippett. So he's done that to 2 Canadian teams now. So.
Jeez, he must be a comet. He got rid of 2 dinosaurs in 2 years.
You can hear the rumbling in the background. That's my cat like getting into one of my bags, so don't mind that.
Curious, I've got Violet.
She's in her bag right now.
Let her be.
Yeah.
Curious,
She's just in her bag. Right. Oh my god. That is so cute.
Got a listener.
Dude, every single podcast, and I mean literally every single podcast, I'm like, I sit down, I look to my side, and she's at the chair, and she just looks up at me, and she's like, I'm going to jump on you. And I'm like, just fucking do it. Like, just get it over with.
What the what are you doing?
So, Stevie's like an entirely, like, Stevie is her own guest to the or her own, like, she's a host. She's a co-host. Like, we've just accepted that at this point.
She's just like the off screen. She does all the research, you know.
She's actually producing the podcast, Pierce. Don't lie.
No. Yeah, she is. She's like the person like look that up, Stevie. And then she like looks up the facts. That's what Stevie does.
Man in the chair.
She's like the fact checker. God, she knows all. Anyways, yeah. So they beat the Oilers in a good game. Like Kirby Dach got a goal, which was good. Marc-Andre Fleury was good, and then Dylan Strome's continuing his hot streak. Like it was just a good game for everyone. And then that St. Louis game where they only got 16 shots. I saw it was like their lowest shot amount since November 2018. I'm like, that must have been right before Quenneville got fired or after they hired.
No, that was right after Carlton took over.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all.
Dude, what are we talking about all the time where there's just like a threshold of like competitive teams in this league and the Hawks can't compete with that threshold ever? Like this game is about as good of an example of that as ever. They're never going to be like the team, the way it's constructed right now is never going to be able to beat a St. Louis. They're never going to be able to beat a Carolina. They can't beat a Tampa. And that's your measuring stick. And like if you like, and for a team that plays in the Central, like your measuring stick was the last month where you played the Avs, the Wild, and the Blues. And guess what? You basically shit the bed every single time. So what does that say about your team? I think we all know what that says about the team, but does the front office know what that says about the team? That's the real question.
Do we even know what our front office is going to be yet?
Exactly. There's so many question marks.
Hey, like I said, like right before we started recording, I had a friend like Snapchat me like right when I got home from the field game. He's like, "How about the Hawks?" I was like, "Dude, I have nothing to say. Like, I'm not going to try to defend this team. Like, there's no reason for me to try to argue because I have nothing good to say."
There's no point in defending him anymore. Like, I went to bat for him for like 40 games, and that's about as far as I could go. Like, we've seen the last 10 games are just proof that this team can't do anything. And it's just the way they're constructed, top to bottom. I mean, injuries don't help, but every team's hurt. I'm done using injuries as an
Injuries
excuse.
can't be an excuse. Like, you're not a good enough organization if you can't withstand that.
No.
amount of
You can't win with
injuries.
2 AHL lines. Which is
Listen, good teams don't have to worry about injuries.
Like, I think the team we
don't.
always go to is Pittsburgh. Like, whenever they have injuries, like, they just find some random guy out of the... It's like how we were talking
about it.
They just snatch a guy out of nowhere, and he's like, all right, you're playing with Crosby. Yeah.
Go ahead, Riley McKay, go get your 20 goals.
Yeah.
Listen, the way Riley McKay plays, Derek King will be all over him because he hits and fights.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? Sounds like more fun than Reese Johnson, so... At least
in a way, I feel like McKay kind of reminds me of like a Shaw type player. Like he's kind of small, but like he will go after you.
His heart's bigger. Bigger than his size.
I didn't want to compare him to Shaw at the beginning of the show, but when you said I love him, but he can be an idiot sometimes, I'm like, yeah, okay, Andrew Shaw replacement. There we go, right there.
The thing is, like, I don't think I've ever like met him, but like people I work with have said that he's just like the nicest guy, and like he seems like so sweet.
Oh, he's a good Canadian kid. You know, he's a good boy off the ice, but on the ice, he's a he's a little rascal. Yes.
Like sometimes I'm watching, I'm like, wow, look at him go! Like he's having a great game, and then other times he's like, I'm like, what are you doing, man?
He's like 3 rascals in a trench coat out there. I'll tell you that.
Oh my god.
I think someone said it perfectly with this team, though. They said, like, you can't honestly think that 3 pieces are going to change this team overnight. This has got to be a full set rebuild. And I know
it goes from the top of the organization all the way to the bottom down. Like, this isn't just, we traded for a superstar player, and it's fine. Like, this goes all the way to the top. Like,
this is your poorly constructed roster with no prospect pool and no draft picks. It is basically rock bottom. Like, obviously you can get picks. You have the capital to go get picks and prospects. If they really wanted to, you could flip Brandon Hagel for a first plus right now. If you really wanted to make a rebuild and put this team in a right spot to win, you would make a trade like that. But they won't, because they'll hang on to.
So my internet cut out, and while I was doing that, I had to help my cat. You could heard that rumbling earlier. She got into one of my bags, and then she ripped off the handle, and then she got herself stuck in it. So I had to help her get out of that, and now here we are. So it's been a journey. What were we even talking about before?
I was talking about how the Blackhawks need to go full rebuild.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Absolutely right.
Like I hope to summarize what I was trying to say, I hope that whoever gets hired as the next GM, because it's going to be a good segue to the next topic, whoever's the next GM, you got to realize that they got to go scorched earth with this franchise in terms of rebuild. Because you can't retool, you can't just add a couple pieces. They tried that over the last fucking 4 years or whatever. It's not going to work. The core is old. There's not enough young talent. You're going to have to find something else. So I just hope that whoever the new GM is, they got a plan, because it can't just be a half-assed trade deadline, in my opinion. You got to make some legitimate moves.
I think they just need to, one, go to the front office, just clean the house, start fresh, commit to the rebuild, full rebuild, and then just go from there. Yep. It'll probably be a shit show for a while, but it'll get better eventually.
Fans would rather have that than trying to hang on and win, because I feel the window to win another cup with Taves and Kane is completely gone now. Like, if they wanted to do that, they should have rebuilt after they lost to Nashville, and like maybe given them a chance to like compete. Like, had they gone that route, like maybe compete like back in like 2020 or something. But they just kept going from, okay, maybe we'll retool a bit, okay, maybe we're going to rebuild now, to, okay, now we're going to trade a first round pick, this like a top 15 pick this year, and then an unprotected first round pick next year, and then give $9.5 million for the next 8 years for a defenseman who Seth Jones has been good this year. But like, honestly, if the Blackhawks had like a better like pipeline system, like it wouldn't have been that horrible of a trade. But it's just that they have nothing now. Like they have nothing. They have nothing to look forward to. Like
nothing except Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Nothing left. Like, what do we always talk about? Where it's just like we just want direction with this organization, and there's been no direction whatsoever. No. And by the way, I just want to make a point, Pierce, to what you said earlier. If they really wanted to fucking compete, you don't trade Artemi Panarin and fucking Nicholas Chalmerson after a 50 fucking win season. If you really want to keep competing for cups, you don't do that. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some dumb fan that looks at box score points.
Yeah, that's what we all are.
It's like who would have thought you take fucking 100 points off this team in terms of like offensive production? They're gonna be bad. Who would have fucking thought, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. It boggles my mind that some of these fucking hockey men have jobs. Jesus Christ. It's like simple math, guys. You take away like 50 goals off a team, they're not gonna be good anymore. That's just the way it is.
And then even though Hjalmarsson for Murphy, like over time has been a solid trade. Like at the time, Nicholas Hjalmarsson was still probably definitely like the top 5, top 10 best.
If you're trying to win Stanley Cups, you take Nicholas Hjalmarsson over Murphy every day and twice on Sundays. That's just the way it was at the time. Obviously, nowadays it's different, but that's 5 years later. Yeah. So much has changed. They haven't won an actual playoff series since then. I'm not counting the bubble. That's bullshit.
That never made sense to me because the Murphy trade is a great trade in terms of towards the future, but that obviously wasn't where they had their minds made up. They wanted to be competing still. So that again, great over time, but like we said, that wasn't the move they needed at the time. They didn't know what they were doing back then. Like if they were wanting to retool, like that would have been fine, but like they still wanted to win. Exactly.
Like at the time, it just didn't make sense. Like I like the trade now because it's worked out, but like at the time, I was like,
and like it's just all circumstance, in my opinion. Like you can't blow up a 50-win team and then expect them to be good, and then sit there in a flux for 5 years and not have a plan. I don't know. Like the new guy better have a fucking plan, and if it's Davidson, it better not be to get some grit, or I'm gonna slap him in the face. I swear.
Yeah, I think we should touch on that the GM search for a second there, because we while we had our little break there, we talked a bit about the fact that Davidson, the only 2 moves he's made are to bring in grit. In the beautiful hockey man tool.
Now, apparently, sounds like Derek King. Like, I don't know how much he had in it, but like he's someone who wanted like more grit in the bottom 6. He's at least said that.
Right.
You'd rather have 2 AHL lines than actual goal scoring. That's all I need to know about this. That's all I need to know about this group. That's all.
And an AHL player on each line. Need a grinder on each line.
Yeah, dude, is Davidson, the more time goes on, the more, I wonder, I think a lot of fans, I know us, but I think the fan base kind of wonders, is this the guy you want handling this rebuild? I love the fact that he wants to take time with the prospects. He's clearly more patient than anything we saw from Bowman. But is that necessarily the guy you want to see going to the rebuild? Because all we've seen so far is he doesn't exactly know what this team needs. We talked about it. They need to score goals. He's traded away Alex Nylander, who, of course, inconsistent and hasn't done too much.
Games, bro. Like that's still.
That's more than Sam Lafferty's going to give you. Got more than Sam Lafferty's going to give you.
That would be 3rd in goals on the team right now. 3rd or 4th, I think. Like, these are so dumb. Like this team is so dumb. Jeez.
During our little break, Nylander's only 23. He still has so much time to develop and get better. He missed all of last season because of an injury. It's going to take time to bounce back from that. He's young. You can work with that. You can mold him into what you need him to be. But Lafferty, I'm so mad.
Lafferty is a guy. There's a million Laffertys in the AHL and
NHL. On the team already.
Yeah, there's so many of those type of players that we have already.
Ryan Carpenter, Jujhar Khaira, Josiah Slavin, Mackenzie Entwistle, Mike Hardman, Reese Johnson. The list goes fucking on. Jesus, how many 4th-line AHL grinders do we fucking need? It's like they want 12 of them, and then we're just going to, Jimmy, remember the game we were at where there were just 2 fights at the same time against the Wild? I feel like that's just what they want every night. They're like, if we're going to suck, we're at least going to be tough.
Let's hand out CTE to everyone
getting
else.
Our ass kicked on and off.
Guys, listen, we lost 5-1, but we showed them that they should be afraid of us. Yeah.
Ooh, even though in reality, in the fight, I got my teeth kicked in and got dropped. It's just it's such a loser mentality, and I can't stand it. If you're going to suck, that's not the way to suck. That is not the way to suck. That's all I'm going to say.
It's not even sucking. It's mediocrity. We talked about this. Straight mediocrity. It's a problem.
It's not even mediocrity, Jimmy. It's not even mediocrity. It's actually being bad. It's actually being bad and not making decisions to get better.
But here's the thing. There's a difference between being bad on purpose and being bad on accident. The Blackhawks are bad on accident.
This is being bad thinking you're going to win the lottery. Like This is like the guy who puts his life savings into, the fucking Powerball and loses. That's basically what happened with this fucking team. Fucking idiot. Now you gotta live with it. Jesus Christ, I can't stand this team.
Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't want to do it.
No, it had to be said, Clears. It had to be
because, it's just... we know what this team is at this point. We just want to know, we want to know who the GM is.
Where are they going to go?
Yeah, what is their direction?
Yeah, everyone knows what this team is now.
No direction. God damn it.
And we don't even know, and that's just the, on ice stuff. What are they going to do to help build a better culture with this team where people feel safe and that they're not going to get yelled at when they ask, a reasonable, there's just so many. Again, it goes all the way from the top to the bottom. If you, I said this, if you don't get rid of Rocky Wirtz or tell him to step down, I don't think anything's gonna happen. Yeah, you're not gonna make progress.
I mean, we know that Danny Wirtz, had his talk with him and all that, and that's fucking great. Really, it genuinely is a good fucking step, but you need to take the next one. It's been about.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Reagan. Go ahead.
I think Danny's genuinely trying to make the culture with this team better, and he understands what's fucked up about it, and he's trying so hard to fix it. And then Rocky's just no, we're not going to talk about it. It's just it is what it is.
We're not going to talk about 2010 because I got another lawsuit coming my way.
The fact that you hear you guys heard the report where they were trying to prepare him the questions about
and he got pissed off.
Them preparing him for it, holy shit, guys! There's so many problems with this organization. It's not even funny. Oh my god! What's worse than a tire fire? Because even what's great? I laugh at Ottawa and Buffalo and teams that have been adamantly shit for half a decade and stuff and had front office problems. Yeah. None of them are like this. Even when Ottawa had Eugene Melnick in the radio every other day saying some bullshit, it wasn't like this.
Listen, I'd rather have my owner.
At least you knew your GM was going to sell at the deadline. Shit. I mean, at least you knew your GM was going to get something back for his guys.
Yeah.
I don't even know it
seems like. It seems like that he wants to be going that direction, but there's been absolutely no transparency. There's
there is transparency. We know Rocky Wirtz is a piece of shit, but yeah. Sorry, but it's true. But but we don't know on the on ice stuff.
I want to bring up something because we talked about Connor Murphy. Do you think that's somebody that not saying they will, but again, if we're the GM, if you have if you actually have your head on right, is that somebody you consider trading? I mean, this guy, he's not. He's getting, what, is he 30 yet? If not, he's close to
28, 29.
29 on a good deal for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do you want to keep this? Do you want to let this guy rot? You want this guy to rot for the next 4 years and waste his career? Do you want him to go to a team and actually have a chance to win? Because you get back, and this is probably the highest his value is going to be, to be honest. And I don't know if it's even that great, but
before his extension kicks in, he does not have any kind of clause. I think when his extension hits, he'll have a no trade clause. I'm pretty sure. So if you're gonna trade him, if you're gonna get a good a good offer, what's the officer?
The team could use a good officer.
Also, he'll be 29 in March.
Yep. Yeah. So
he's still
gotta move him.
But he's in his prime now. That's basically what it is. So.
He wants to win. He's only been to the playoffs once.
And that's a leader too in the locker room. He's a big leader in the Hawks locker room, especially now with Taves out. He's taking a big step forward. They talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
I love Connor Murphy, and I'd hate to lose him, but also especially if you can get a good deal back for him, just let him go win somewhere.
And once again, it's if you want to rebuild, you're not rebuilding with a guy like Connor Murphy on the roster. You trade a guy like Connor Murphy, you trade a guy like Brandon Hagel, you get draft picks for them, you get prospects for them, because they're the actual only pieces on the roster that can give you a tangible return. Because trading Kubalik and DeHaan's great, but in hindsight, you're going to get a second, maybe a third.
DeHaan, I think DeHaan's got that.
I think
hockey man
DeHaan's
love
going to get more than
what he's got the hockey man love, dude.
That's how sad it is.
Yeah, I think Kubalik, man.
Lou Lamoriello has given up a second for Calvin DeHaan. I already know it's coming. I already got the lineup ready and cap friendly for it. But
Listen, if somehow Lou Lamoriello wants to do it, it's not just a second. Let's be completely honest here.
You know what I mean?
Well, I want the Andy Green return 2 seconds or whatever it was.
If Andy Green can get 2 seconds, I can get it first. Come on now.
Serious, bro.
My client is worth more than 2 second-round picks. He can get a first-round pick.
And I just feel like Hagel's the guy, though. Because, like, you look at Hagel, he's got that, like, Blake Coleman type deal. Look what they got from
that's a perfect comparison.
They got a first for Barkley Goodrow, bro. You're telling me you can't get a first for Brandon fucking Hagel? Come on, man. Get it together.
No, absolutely.
Go get Edmonton's first-round pick. You know you want it. Like, I'm sorry. There's so many ways you can get a first-round pick for Brandon Hagel. They won't do it because, he scores, and he's got heart, and he's got grit, and he's the only player that tries on this fucking team, which is all true. But
that's why he's valuable, and that's why you move him. Like, that's what's frustrating with, and it's not just the organization. The fans have this tendency too. There's guys like that, and they can't let go of them. They can't. In this organization, I'm praying to God that Davidson knows how to do that, because that needs to happen. I mean, we did see, with Nylander, clearly he was fine moving him after Stan Bowman wanted to keep him for forever. That is my cat's tail. But I mean, shit. What do I know about this organization? Nothing. I mean, we don't know. Davidson's still a wild card. We don't even know who will be the guy at the deadline. I mean, probably most likely, but
they gotta announce it like within the next week or two, and even then, that's being generous because like if you announce, like they need to announce it before the beginning of March because
it has to be before March. You need to give this guy time to figure out what he's got.
Listen,
you're expecting Pete Chiarelli to figure things out in less than a month? Come on now.
When is the trade deadline again? I don't remember.
March 21st.
So we got a month, basically. A little over. And, you know what I really didn't like about the GM search? I feel like we all read that article on The Athletic about, the candidates and whatnot. And I think someone said about Tulsky, they're like, I don't know how Tulsky goes into that locker room and tells Taves they're going to trade him. I'm like, he does exactly that, actually. That's basically
he does that because that's what you should do.
He is Jonah Hill. He is Jonah Hill and Moneyball. Like, I'm sorry.
All you got to do is get a mouthpiece. That's all you have to do. It's like wrestling when the guy can wrestle and he can't talk. Go get him a mouthpiece. Go get him some dude on the mic that can talk. If that's what they really fear with Tulsky, it's very easy to counter. Just don't let. Man, I'm telling you, if public speaking and shit is the reason they don't get an analytics-driven GM, I'm so fucking done with this organization.
Well, he's always in his basement doing his blogs and his charts. He doesn't know how to talk to people.
It's
lost
such
his social skills.
Problem. If that's really the problem, first of all, that's juvenile. Second of all, that's such a fixable problem.
It's
funny because this guy has I'm pretty sure he has a bachelor's degree in science. This guy is incredibly smart, and it's just funny that Peter Chiarelli, the range that they have with these general managers, from Pete Chiarelli all the way to Eric Tulsky, who's considered one of the most smart analytical minds in hockey. And I mean, I understand.
Do you think they just threw fucking pulled names out of a hat?
Yeah. Basically,
Eric Tulsky. Okay, absolutely.
And I understand they're trying to do their due diligence, but really.
My favorite was the post where it was it's the widest group of candidates I've ever seen, and it's all those white boys with the fucking Fenway Park.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. There's no woman, there's no people of color. No, but we have a baseball guy, so that's different.
Yeah, that's what I was literally about to say. I'm like, why would we bring in a baseball person for a hockey team?
I still don't understand that. Clearly,
does Megan Chayka have a job with an NHL team?
No, not that I know.
Yeah, fucking call her the fuck up, man. It's not that hard. It really is.
And who knows?
Hats off to Vancouver and Montreal, because at least they're putting diversity into their front offices. Good lord.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did we mention that Cami Granato got a job with Vancouver?
We hadn't yet.
That's so cool.
Yes.
That's why I want to see the Blackhawks too. Not do it because they're women, but because they worked hard. They're smart.
It's almost there are women that are capable of their jobs. How crazy!
It's crazy
concept.
Oh my God, women good at their job. I can't put that through my fucking, film fucking skull of a GM because I'm 70 and I don't know what women's rights are.
Lately, I have gotten in way too many arguments on the internet about how women belong in sports. Why?
Keep fighting the good fight.
Tell me why we don't. It makes me so angry.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. The worst thing I see is they got to get who's qualified for the job, and it's They are. They quite literally are.
Because a men's qualification for the job.
Are you telling me Pete Chiarelli is going to do better than someone like Megan Chayka? Are you going to tell me that, please?
It's literally like the Arthur meme where like she looks at the sign and she's like, I'm not gonna listen to this sign because I can't read. And it's like an entire resume of information and how these women are actually qualified for the jobs and more than qualified, as a matter of fact, more than most of these fucking candidates. And they're just like, nah, let's go with the guy who literally blew up 2 organizations in a decade. Like, fuck off. Jesus Christ.
He's just not a good character.
He's got the experience, guys. He's got the experience.
No doubt she's smart, but does she have the character? Oh my
God, I hate this fucking league so much.
It's funny. Like men to get a job, like just the hockey men to get a job. It's like, oh, you had to have been like a son or of somebody or blah blah blah. But like with women's or analytics people, it's gonna be like, oh, you gotta have a bachelor's and like you gotta have like mathematical backgrounds. And it's like, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Every qualification under the sun, but if like you're a guy, it's like, oop. Here you go.
Meanwhile, Stan Bowman. Oh, look, it's Scotty's kid. Let's give him a job.
Yeah.
I hate this, bro. I hate this so much. It's so fucking backwards. And like, nothing but time will change that, but it needs to change sooner than later.
But also, we're seeing change. Like again, it's so fucking slow, especially with the NHL. But like, at least we're seeing it with Vancouver. We're seeing it with Montreal, and I can only hope that the Blacks.
I just need Danny Wartsman. I just need him in the big spot. I need him in the big seat because I listen. Who knows? Maybe he's not all that, but come on. Can't be worse than Rocky.
Yeah, you gotta give him a chance at least. Like,
yeah, like come on, like you know what I'm saying? Like he's the best option right now to be running this team. It's
Rocky,
pretty clear.
The keys to the castle. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, go lock yourself.
Go back to selling beer. God damn it, that's all you're good for.
Seriously.
Piece of shit,
so Dylan Strom.
Real quick, I feel like I've seen all the other leagues. Like all these teams bringing in like all these like women, and the NHL it's just like nope. And of course, my dumbass is my degree. I'm like, I want to work in hockey, and I'm like, it's fine. We'll get there eventually. But it's just getting so frustrating. Like, there's a whole like thing on Peacock that's about like women in the NFL, and I haven't been able to like watch it yet. I've just been so busy. But the little bit I've gotten to watch, like, it's so interesting. They're like, yeah, like they belong here. I'm like, exactly.
Crazy. What a crazy concept.
What a concept, yeah.
The sooner these closed-minded people can realize that, the better the leagues can be.
Yeah.
That's just the way it
like,
is.
Literally, like, even, like, I think it was Bruce Arians, just like, yeah, like, that, like, the women coach football, like, that barrier needs to be broken down. And he just went, like, hired, like, 2 or 3, like, because they deserved it. He's like, yeah, they have, like, all the qualifications. Like, may as well just give them a shot. Like, they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
But does she know Bruce Arians, his cousin's nephew's dog's friend? No.
And his blood type.
No, knows the cat.
Yeah.
So what, does that count?
You're right. Sorry.
No, that's some Pierre Maguire shit right there.
What Pierre's doing with Pierre Maguire's the perfect example of why hockey's never going to change. Dude,
I think analytics has a place in the game, but we need boots on the ground scouting.
And that's working out so well for Ottawa, right, champ? Oh, buddy, that's working out so well for Ottawa, who can't score.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I think they scored 2 goals against Washington.
They scored more than
That's more than one. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Just another example of how the sport is slowly but fucking changing. It's not changing at all.
It's not changing enough.
It's not exactly. There are little seeds. While other leagues are growing an entire garden already, that's the problem.
That's a great analogy. Yep.
Yeah.
It is like the tectonic plates in the earth. They're moving so fucking slowly right now. It's basically that they're not moving, but something's happening. That's the NHL right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
It doesn't help when you got a lawyer as fucking Kamesh. So.
Did you see the post? I forget when it was. It was like, I think it was last week or this week, where it's like, it's been 29 years of Barry Gettman.
Barry Gettman. Barry Gettman and Chad Gettman, baby.
Yeah, but Gary Bettman is 29 years as a commissioner, and just the replies on that's so funny. It's that picture, like his ass not reading that.
His ass not even reading.
His ass not even reading.
It's so great because Adam Silver's done more for the NBA in a decade than Gary Bettman's done in 30 years.
Oh, we need it.
I will never stop. No, they need an Adam Silver so fucking bad.
We need
fuck, even David Stern was doing a good job before that. David Stern was declining fucking blockbuster trades to the Lakers when he was the fucking commission. He's still doing a better job than Gary Bettman.
It's fucking hilarious.
What do we say the whole show? Top to bottom, top to bottom. And this is even higher. It's the top.
This is the cherry, man.
I hope Gary and George are having a great day today looking at Brad Marchand's fucking slash or whatever.
Whatever he's done nowadays.
No,
yeah.
no. Actually, I lied. Gary Bettman's talking about their new plan for the 5,000 fucking stadium in Arizona instead of moving up to the 4,000.
I forgot about that.
Oh God, this league stinks.
Like the Fuel play at like a small state ECHL. The fact an NHL team is going to be playing in a stadium about the same size as an ECHL team just doesn't sit right.
It's comical. And like I know people like Q will be like, yeah, well Tempe's got this whole giant, like all the fans are in Tempe and they're gonna like make this new arena and shit. It's like, what is this, like try 3 on making a new arena, guys? Come on. Like it's not gonna work in Arizona. And yeah, by some grace of God, Austin Matthews came out of Arizona. Awesome.
That's like a 1 in a billion chance.
Doesn't fucking matter. Move him to Houston. Move him to an actual viable market. Like
yeah, I'd say Quebec, but we know Bettman's not going to. Barry Gettman is not going to get
Barry Gettman.
No, just let the mayor over there say they're going to get a team to boost his votes one more time. It'll come. Don't worry. But like,
is that a thing?
Yes, it's such a thing.
It's like Quebec premier. I think there's elections. I think in the springtime, so they're trying to. Obviously, they're going to say, "Let's get we're going to try to get an NHL team to boost votes." So
that's fucking hilarious. I never heard about that.
Right? It's just so dumb.
That is
no. Here's the NHL in a nutshell. Sexual assault. I pretend I do not see. Fucking 5,000 fans in a stadium. That is what I want. That is
that's
where
the
my
Shaq meme. Real shit with his eyes open.
I wake.
I wake. Yeah. I sleep.
Oh, that was I sleep.
The fact that his priority is trying to stick an NHL team in a stadium where he's gonna lose so much fucking money is just like.
Yeah,
they want to stay status quo. They never want to admit that they're wrong.
Listen, man, it's as poetic as it can be. It's Gary Bettman will not get off of the fucking sword called the Arizona Coyotes, and he's about to die with it, hopefully, or at least have a lot of damage done to. Oh, that took me a second. Yeah. No, he's gonna pay for it. Hopefully, I mean, if not, he's not gonna lose his fucking position. We know this, but it's gonna hurt him a bit, and it should. You know, he will not let go of this team, and they're at the point where they're in a fucking college stadium. We've never seen this before.
How are they gonna make money? They're not making money now. You know. They said that the capacity is $5,000, but like once the time
$5,000.
Jesus, they might even
they might make $5,000 a year. Who knows?
That might be their profit for being honest.
We're just gonna sell out a bunch of like discounted tickets to all the college students.
Literally, it's just gonna be a bunch of drunk
University of Arizona students. I was talking to one of the guys.
At least it'll be fun, I guess.
It'll be a different atmosphere. I'll tell you that much.
Talking to one of the guys that I work with like last night about this, he goes, I mean, hey, if you're at least a single like young NHL player and you're playing on a college campus, at least you got that going for you.
Hey, I mean, Arizona's gonna be full of a bunch of young players from here on out. So fuck.
You know what? Okay.
This is how we grow the game.
Yeah,
Barry Gettman. Yeah, he's gonna grow the game. There's gonna be at least 5 pregnant women a game, dude. Come on.
Jeez, all right.
Yeah, am I wrong?
No, but I saw the seating capacity. It's gonna be less than like 4,000. Like once they put the NHL sites.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
less than 4,000.
They gotta put a bigger arena in, bro.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's a basketball arena. Like I'm pretty sure it's a basketball arena originally.
At least they'll finally fill up the arena, I guess. I don't fucking know, man.
This is why I'll never take this league seriously. I can't wait for the day I can love it.
Oh, I can't. Don't worry.
Or at least defend
Vegas
it.
starts stop selling out. Gary Bettman won't care. But they would not be able because it's Vegas. So.
Awesome. Vegas, baby. Yeah.
Oh, but we're gonna threaten to move the draft because that's what we do. We want to.
I want to be like, oh, poor us, Canada, but like. Gary Bettman, I remember.
No, dude, Barry Gettman fucking hates
Barry Gettman hates Canada, and I mean,
it's only
blame Canada. But I remember
his biggest cash cow, like minus the Rangers. It's fucking hilarious.
You think the Leafs and the Habs don't make you like more money than any NHL team not named the Blackhawks or Rangers?
Stengel said it best. He's like, we're the reason the power's still on. Just remember that. When we leave, the league leaves. And it's so fucking true. Like, I hate being that guy because I don't want to see the Leafs win. But, oh my God, do people realize how much fucking money this league would make if the Leafs won a Stanley Cup? Like, do you realize how much fucking money they probably would have made if the Habs
the
made
TV revenues would be crazy in Canada.
Holy shit, yeah. Oh you think the Cubs was big? Just wait till you fucking see
Cubs
this.
Was big, bro? Yeah, all right, cool. We'll see what happens when the Leafs win when the Leafs, okay.
Win a playoff series.
I went to a Falcons playoff game in 2012. It was their first playoff win in since Michael Vick, basically. So it was 10 years. But for NFL, it's a long fucking time. They're flipping cars in the streets of Atlanta in excitement. This is the divisional playoff round. They lost the next fucking round. Imagine what Leafs fans are going to do when they win a round. And, how much
they have a Raptors parade? Imagine them handling a Maple Leafs parade.
It'd be 10 million people.
Oh.
I honestly think...
Literally all of Ontario would just go into one little area.
It'd be 5 million people standing in the six.
10 million people is
we can't have that because that team's incompetent, and Gary Bettman hates Canada. So.
It's funny because 10 million people is more than a quarter of Canada.
Bro, it's going to be over 2 million. It's going to be more than was at the Blackhawks parades.
And we saw what the Blackhawks parades were like, dude. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
The Cubs parade, there was 2 million at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be about the same as the Hawks.
And it's Canada, which is even crazy.
I think 5 million is a good guess. Dude, it's the Leafs, man. The league revolves around them in Montreal. If
Montreal's, by the grace of God, won the cup last year, there would be riots.
Pierce, imagine if that playoff run happened in a non-pandemic year. You know how much fucking money this league would have made in Montreal? Yeah. Holy shit! They were allowed fans in one home game, I think, right? The entire playoff run.
Oh no, they were. I think they were allowed fans for most of it. I think they were only not allowed.
But it wasn't a lot.
It was only a couple thousand. What was it 1,000 people gonna?
2,500, but it feels like 25,000.
Gary Bettman better count his blessings that Tampa won their cups during the pandemic, to where he could have stadiums with full capacity. Because oh shit!
No, you're right. In Florida, yeah, that's an easy get.
Dude, literally, if the Cubs anywhere else but Florida or Boston, there wasn't going to be, or Vegas, there wasn't going to be a sold out crowd. It was going to be half capacity, probably.
100%.
I don't know.
100%.
No, you do know. You're absolutely right, man.
Figure out how to make those idiots more money.
Yeah.
Or hashtag grow the game by not sending players to international events. This one I get. Last one they don't get any excuse.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Where's number 17 on the Blackhawks?
Still on this.
Yeah, we didn't get into it. We started it off and we have gone completely off since then. But I do think it's one of the only interesting questions with this team, because now there's a genuine case. Do you move him at the deadline? Do you keep him?
Unless you are getting a Ryan Hartman return or a Blake Coleman return, don't do it.
I was gonna say,
if they offer you second round pick, you say no. But if they offer you a first and a guy back, that's when you probably say yes, because there's no use in trading him, because really, other than last year, Dylan in the beginning of this year, when you play him with skilled players, he does well because he's a good playmaker. He's a smart player, good hockey IQ, all that, And
bud.
Bud. He's just a good Canadian kid from Ontario, eh? But grew up a Leafs fan.
Get the right return.
Yeah. I agree, Reagan. You got to get the right return for him, because what did we just talk about with the team? They barely score 3 goals a game. Someone's got to score for this team.
And you need something. You need some players in the future. I do agree that they got to get rid of a lot of the players, but at the same time, you can't just get rid of everyone. Obviously, the human element gets lost in everything, because Dylan Strom's good buddies with Alex DeBrincat. He has he loves Chicago, I know that, and he has a daughter. He probably wants to put down some roots here. and stay in Chicago. So like, unless you're getting a significant haul for him in return, that you just cannot deny, like you might as well just keep him here because you're shooting yourself in the foot if you're just going to take him for a second or third round pick. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I
was going to say. We talked about, guys like Connor Murphy, being a bit older, and this is probably the right time to move him. Dylan Strom's, 25, 26?
Yeah, he'll be 25 in March, I think. Like,
hey, listen, if you want to go and you want to suck for like 2-3 years, that guy's in a great place when you start to. If you, again, not saying that's likely with this team, but a good rebuild, you suck for 2-3 years, maybe 4, and then you're back on the horse. Dylan Strom's going to be like 28, 29. Like if he's still playing, at that level. That's the kind of guy you want as your second line center in a contention. I mean, that's at least what I think.
Look at what the Rangers did.
25 in March. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look what the Rangers did with Ryan Strome. Like, they, even through their, rebuild, retool type thing, they kept him the whole time. And he developed, and he got better every year. And now he's a contributor in their top 6, and they're back in full swing. So.
Hell yeah.
And, it's not like Dylan Strome has, not developed his game at all. He has gotten immensely better at faceoffs this year, which is something this team is.
He's over 55%. That's really good. That's in the top tier of the league.
He actually goes to the net on the power play. His last 2 goals are net front presence. Something this team lacks hilariously. He'll actually do it. He's starting to get his shooting mentality back, and we talk about it all the time. The kid's got a fucking great shot. He just never uses it. If you give Strome a second to pick his spot, he's going to find it. And
you've seen it.
That's a guy and I feel like I said it in the offseason we were saying it when you guys were talking about trading. That's a guy you keep because when you put him with the right pieces, he does well. And like you said, Pierce, the last 14 games or so have proven that to a team.
I'm pretty sure he has 14 points in his last 12 games.
And granted, there was a 4-point game in there somewhere, but it's still really good.
But I mean, to have 14 in 12 games, that's not just a sneeze. That takes consistency.
Score.
Yeah, we talked about it. Certainly, it takes skilled guys to play with skilled guys. To consistently produce with them. We've seen that from him. We know what he is, and I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Patrick Kane's quotes yesterday. He knows who he is, and he flat out said they shouldn't move him. That's a guy that they should keep. When your top star player says that, I feel like it's probably not the best thing to move him after you are one of the. Until last year, the thing you were probably most known for in the last few years was trading the player that he played best with in his entire career. One of the best connections.
That revolving door of centers that he's had as well in his career. How many centers has Patrick Kane gone through?
I think there was an athletic article about it once. He's had
it's got to be 10, at least 10.
No, it's 20. It's
20. Jesus, yeah, exactly.
Dude, you got to remember there's guys like Peter Ringen that played on his.
That is true. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure
Jimmy Hayes was a center at one point. I think he didn't even play center.
No, Peter Regan. Yeah, Peter Regan tied up the Minnesota defenseman, and that led to the overtime winner.
I remember that too.
Good job, Peter Regan. Good job.
I remember when he got shoved into the net in the conference final against LA.
His ultimate highlight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. With Strome, there's a way you got to keep him, and it's not like you're not gonna have the space to sign him in the offseason. They're gonna have.
He's not gonna want a lot, and I'm pretty sure his qualifying offer is 3.6. So,
dude, he wants to be here. You can't fuck this up.
Yeah, you need players that want to be here right now because honestly, if you're a player on another team, seeing what the hell is going on in that organization, do you want to go to Chicago? I don't think so.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, there's absolutely no way that there are players actively wanting to come to Chicago. There's no way.
And same with
absolutely no shot.
If you get offered the job, are you gonna do you want to accept it?
Yeah.
Big ask. It's a big ask for a lot of people. And one thing with Strome that I want to see when the lineup gets a little more healthy, I don't know whoever comes back first, Taves or Johnson. I'd love to see him just fucking put Strome, Taves, and Kane on the line, or Strome, Johnson, and Kane on the line. Just stack it with skill, because I don't think Kubelik's earned a spot in the top 6 at this point.
Kubalik has...
He has fallen out of my good graces so fast. You know what? I used to complain at Carleton for why Kubelik played 13 minutes a night. Now I'm starting to realize why. He doesn't do a goddamn thing outside of the offensive zone. He doesn't do a goddamn thing. And even when he's in the offensive zone, he's not skating. And that's a confidence thing. I get it. It's a confidence thing. When you're a goal scorer and you're not scoring goals, nothing's going well for you. But come on. Like, you can't just not produce at all. It's not even like he's getting shots off. You know what I mean? It's just he kind of dumps the puck in and then just lackadaisically skates around.
He's just there, you know.
He's just there.
His ass not reading.
Best way to put it. He looks like how everyone said Alex Nylander looked 2 years ago. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's a perfect comparison, and he's producing at the same rate. Maybe not even. I'm not sure.
Higher, but like
a little higher, but
that's a low bar, man. We know this.
It's the guy who we know can score 30 goals, and he's just.
I still think he can be a 20, 25 goal scorer. I just don't see it.
Oh, absolutely. He just needs the right fit. And I mean, it doesn't help that he's on a team that just can't produce offensively anyways. I mean,
yeah, but when you're getting played with Patrick Kane every night, and that's a guy who's going to set you up for at least 1 or 2 quality chances a game, and you can't even like get the puck on net. I don't know. Like, where are you going to succeed? You can't play with the best players on the roster. That's all I'm going to say.
I think Kubelik's the kind of guy where you put him in your middle six in a contending team. You know, I don't think he's he doesn't really move the needle. Yeah, he doesn't move the needle on a team that isn't already good. Like, slap him on Colorado.
Can't wait to trade him to Boston for Eric Halla. It's gonna be great.
Oh my God! But yeah, get him on a team that can give him the open space in the power play to get those shots off. You know, get puck movement. It's not just let's just sit here and play catch with the puck and then swing it over, and the goalie knows exactly what's coming.
Let's get to Patrick Kane, and hopefully he knows he'll do something.
Also, I'm sorry, putting him on the left wing when his best asset is his one-timer is one of the most confusing things.
I think that
drives me
scores
nuts.
so many goals. He's in the Ovi spot.
Exactly, and Kubalik has an Ovi shot at times. We've seen this. Why the hell are you playing him on the left wing? That's beyond me. I kind of a point that I'll never be like. I can't go anywhere with that because nobody's gonna understand that. Nobody does. But yeah, it's another problem with this team and just not understanding what they have and how they should use it.
I heard someone bring it up that I think goalies have started to figure out his bag of tricks because Kubalik was a guy that used to go 5-hole all the time, and he can't go 5-hole. Every goalie knows he's going to try to go 5-hole. So I know it's easier said than done, but I know he's got the shot to pick corners. You definitely can do it.
I think teams realize he's probably pretty easy to game plan for too. The biggest thing he did,
he's one-dimensional.
Yeah. The thing he did amazingly in his rookie year, and it stood out to me, I don't think I've ever seen a season where a guy was so good at finding the soft area every single time. And then after that season, could never find it again. I was amazed by it. I thought that was something that was going to keep him a 20, 25 goal guy, maybe even 30 for a long time, but he just has not done that since.
No, here's the thing. He wasn't even bad last year either. Everyone said last year was going to be the year he stunk because he wasn't with Taves.
No, it was on
he was
pace
scoring
for
at a 55-point rate.
Yeah.
This is this year when it's happened. Last year he was fine, and he was doing it with revolving door on his wings and center. And this year they put him with Taves, and they put him with DeBrincat, and they put him with Kane, and they put him with Strome.
And he still isn't doing anything.
Doc, and it's just there's just nothing that's clicking. And I guess it is a chemistry thing, but
I'll be honest, I would understand them not moving him this deadline because do you want to move him at his value, really?
It's either that or he's going to ask for something in the offseason that you don't want to pay him.
But then he's going to go to
RFA. Shit, doesn't he have a qualifying offer?
Yeah, and I think it's
a high one.
I
think it's $4 million.
Yeah, ooh, yeah,
that's
maybe.
Why I think you should just try to get him, move him, because I just don't see him being a part of this team in the future, and might as well get something instead of having him just walk to UFA.
I saw people say that could be a change of scenery type trade. I could see that as I saw someone bring up Kapanen, who's having a rough year, and you flip the two of them because it's relatively same cap hit and whatnot, and they're both years and stuff. I feel like that's the kind of move you make with Kubalik because I don't think you're going to get picks and prospects for him.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, change of scenery would be great. Yeah, dude, get him on that Penguins power play, dude. Get him on that Penguins team. They're not looking too bad right now. I think he'd fit in pretty well on Crosby's wing.
Maybe him
don't
and
you think?
on Crosby's wing.
Oh my God, I can't wait for Crosby to win the cup with Nylander and Kubalik on his wings. It's gonna be pretty sick. Yeah.
I'm gonna trade Kubalik to Nashville for a first. It's full circle.
Stop it.
Yeah, if they can.
Well, actually, that I would love. But it'd be nice to see the guy succeed. It'd be nice to see it. He's clearly frustrated, like you said. The confidence is through the floor.
You can tell. It's we talk about all the time body language. You can tell immediately that this team just has terrible body language. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They like what's the thing where it's like they get scored on, they already act like they lost the game? That's basically how this team plays every time.
That's perfect. Yeah, it's exactly what this team does.
And it sucks because like even guys like Fleury are showing it too. Who like they're pretty emotional guys anyway.
Poor Fleury, man. I feel so bad for him.
I don't like seeing Fleury shatter his stick every other fucking game because this team is blowing coverage every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, if he doesn't, I'm sorry, man. Well, we talked about how great it is, him denying trades to the Capitals and such, but like, dude, you gotta get yourself somewhere better. It is. Frank Saravelli reported it. I can double check.
I didn't even see
Reagan, what's up?
What?
Oh, you were saying something, I thought? I'm so sorry.
I was having so many reports about declining trades to the Caps.
That's hilarious to me.
You can take the you can take the Penguin out of Pittsburgh, but you can't take the Pittsburgh out of a Penguin. Or whatever.
What?
I don't know.
There was an attempt.
It's okay. We love you, Pierce. We love you. Come on.
Oh, jeez.
That's amazing.
I just feel so bad for Fleury because you can just tell his whole heart is in it, even with this team. And I'm just like, you deserve so much better.
He chose to come here. Well, he didn't choose to come here. He chose to stay here.
Yeah. God, I guess I'll suffer. That's okay.
You gotta think he's sitting there like last night after they lost, and he's like, "Why the fuck did I not retire?" I don't blame him. He's a competitor. He just came off fucking Vezina, and clearly he still got it. The fact that you have a 9-10 on this shitty ass team should tell you in the first place.
No, you put him on that Caps team, he's got a 920 at least.
Honestly, you put him anywhere else.
They might be a cup contender, like a legitimate cup contender with Fleury on that team, because their goaltending is not good over there in Washington.
We're gonna trade him to Colorado for pennies on the dollar. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, we're gonna get Dylan Secure on a 3rd round pick back for Marc-Andre Fleury.
Also, random thing. This does not need to be elaborated on. I guess none of us can talk today.
No.
But Kyle Palmieri has 1 goal, and I still
saw
just
that. And he got scratched, and it was the first year of his 4-year contract where he's getting paid like $5 million.
I didn't know it was that bad. Holy shit! Casey Cizikas has more goals than him. That's tough.
Yes, sir. Because Casey Cizikas is the truth, man. By the way, this is from Mario Terabasi, just sharing Saravelli's word. The Capitals went for it with Marc-Andre Fleury, according to Frank Saravelli, but it appears the deal won't be happening. Of course,
I wonder within the next couple of weeks he'll change his mind because
I think so. I think so.
I don't
There's
think
still months to go for the trade deadline.
I think it's more like we always said. It's more of a family thing. He just doesn't want to leave his kids. That's really what it is. I think.
Listen, if that's the reason, we know about
his wife doesn't want to go to jail. So.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, would it be the worst thing for him to just go to Washington, try to make a run, come back home with your cup? At least you hope for that.
Nah, he saw what happened to Lundqvist, and he was just like, "I'm not taking that risk." Even though that
Something's in the water in Washington.
Freak thing that happened to Lundqvist, and I'm glad he's doing well now. Probably not the best tasting joke, but.
I mean, honestly, and this sounds weird, I feel the sooner they trade Fleury, the better. You got to tank the rest of the year. Listen, we don't like Colin Delia, but Fleury, that's got to be the guy.
8 of their last 10.
I was going to say, if you do get rid of Fleury, who's the backup for Lincoln? And is it going to be Delia, or is it going to be?
It's got to be Delia. It's got to be Delia. No, I mean, it should be. I would hope they. Oh shit, Lincoln is still out. Yeah.
You think they're going to fucking give Delia?
I forgot about that. Shoot.
Oh yeah, Lincoln is such a rough year, man. Such a rough year.
The day I stopped watching Blackhawks hockey for the season is the day they announced Delia's fucking back going forward. I'm done. I'll peace out. I'll peace out so fast.
Listen, maybe I'm a bit biased here since you played at Notre Dame and in Indy, but I just love to see Cale Morris get a shot. I know it's probably not.
I'd rather see Cale Morris than Colin Delia. Shit.
Exactly. No, listen, man. Notre Dame boy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Straight Colin Delia to the Kraken.
Still be better than Philip Grubauer. Come on. Let's be honest.
I feel like the Hawks are just giving Delia so many chances, and
they have.
It's not like
they have
him a shot, right? They've given
him a shot every single season, and he blows it every year. And he's a great.
Colin Delia is the truth, guys. He makes one good save. That means he's a good goalie.
Listen, man, I feel bad because he seems like I know I'm, he's a nice guy, but he seems like such a genuinely good dude. But like, he is not an NHL goalie. He's not. Yeah, be a nice guy and stop the puck. You can do both.
I'm sorry. If we were playing street hockey against Delia, I'd go bar down on him every time. Because all you have to do is shoot high. That's all you have to do on Delia. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is shoot high. The guy has no glove and he goes down way too early and he has bad positioning. Like, I don't want to be a dick, but that's kind of like what I gathered from watching 30-plus games of him play goalie. Like, the Washington game 3 years ago sums it up perfectly.
Oh, boy.
2-5.
Oh my God, I remember
where Taves and Kane almost had dueling fucking hat tricks because Colin Delia wanted to let in every fucking goal high glove under the sun. And Washington picked up on that, and guess what? Every single goal.
But Dylan, don't you know he made a save while being out of position because he can't position himself well, and by the grace of God, he made a save, so that means he's good?
Oh my God, I hate
Stop.
it so much. I hate it so much. No, it's just like people like at least Subban is better positioning than that. Because Subban does that too with the athleticism and whatnot, but at least Subban can be positionally sound sometimes.
At least Subban's fun, dude. Come on. Like, Delia is just mediocrity.
It's like Delia's in the wave pool, bro. He's just swimming left and right. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Get this man out of Six Flags. Get on the ice.
All right, enough about me ranting about Colin.
But you know what? Goalies is a thing the Blackhawks I don't think have to worry about for the future. But not with the play with Comesso and Soderblom, like that could be a nice tandem going forward. Obviously, it's gonna take probably a couple or a few years for them to probably get fully started. Like especially Comesso, I think Soderblom.
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly what they need. We talked about this. You want to rebuild? You have 2-3 years where you suck. Those are the years you got those guys in the AHL. Soderblom obviously might be up. A little bit faster.
He's a couple of years older than Comesso, I think so.
Yeah, he's got more pro experience, of course.
Yeah,
but a guy like Comesso
last year, but Comesso, hey,
he's
got some experience at the Olympics over there, and he's doing well.
He's doing well.
I think his last 15 games, he has almost a .950 save percentage, including college and the Olympics.
That Leonard trade's not looking so bad.
That's right.
That's
the select him with the pick that they got for Leonard. So.
I don't know where Denim Pants is, but
yeah. I forgot about him.
I remember they were like, we're getting a defensive prospect back, and everyone's like, Nick Hague, please! Fucking Slavic Devin.
Bro, we got James back in this trade?
Oh, ideals.
Yeah. I mean, that still would be more, if you put a pair of jeans in the Blackhawks, there'd be more NHL experience than fucking Slavic Denim's had, so yeah. At least for you two can be some.
I remember when the Blackhawks picked Comesso, I'm like, I don't know, a goalie that high, but a few years later, I'm looking up, okay, maybe they know what they're doing there.
Yeah.
And the European scouts finding Soderblom as well.
Yeah, honestly, Morris, Soderblom, Comesso, I like that a lot. I really like those three.
Goaltending is at least one thing they don't have to worry about. Which
is weird because 2 years ago they were in the shits.
Yeah, I don't know if Comesso or either Comesso or Soderblom are going to be elite starters, but I really think they have a good chance of being a 1A 1B.
100%.
Because I think Soderblom has a .926 save percentage, and Rockford in that team is not good defensively at all.
No. So, this organization is not good defensively.
As we saw last night with Indy and the Blackhawks,
we don't do defense here.
This franchise does not know defense.
You know, how Notre Dame has play like a champion today. And we don't do defense here. Yeah. We don't do defense here. He's tapping on the way out.
Play like a forward.
Play like a forward today. Oh, that's rich. Holy shit.
By the way, in other wacky news that I didn't know existed this year, Jeff Skinner's got 32 points in 45 games. He's got 18 goals. What?
Every other year, man.
Remember how to score goals. When did this happen?
Wow, that's
it's like Jack Eichel was the problem. No.
Did you see Taylor Hall's the problem? Clearly.
Did you see Alex Tuck is point per game? with Buffalo.
He's got another assist tonight. Tage Thompson's got like 15 goals now in the season. He's finally
picked ahead of Alex DeBrincat, Tage Thompson, and part of
traded in the Ryan O'Reilly trade. Yeah. Tage Thompson for your information.
Who's the real winner here? Come on.
They could have had like Jordan Kyrou and they got Tage Thompson. That's tough.
They could have got like Kyrou, Thomas, or Costin. Like, but no, Tage Thompson, and like
give me the tall
Tage
guy.
Thompson's been good. Yeah, give me the 6'7" guy or whatever he is.
He ain't small, that's for sure.
Imagine if Alex DeBrincat was like 6'7", if he was a foot taller. He would have gone first overall.
Easily.
Dude, he would have gone first overall if he was like 6 foot.
Yeah, ahead of Matthews.
Yeah, that bum.
That little bum.
Tage Thompson's still only 24 years old, huh? 32 points, 42 games. Obviously, there was a hot start there, but I mean,
I think he's been better lately than was before. So
he's their Alex Nylander. Yeah, 6'7".
Something.
He's
Buffalo.
Yeah. So.
Did we bring up that Matthew Darsh was interviewed? Because I remember Schmitty, another podcast ago, said, I wonder if they're interviewing Matthew Darsh, and they did. And
they
also,
listen.
My guy.
Yeah. Stan Darsh, I wrote a song about you. Stan Darsh. I'm gonna post that video if they do hire Matthew Darsh.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I can't believe the guy I saw at Dunkin' Donuts is the lunch.
Before we get into that, the Blackhawks still have more interviews like with general managers. I wonder if we do see a person of color or a woman. That would be cool. But knowing,
I think the people would like that.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Anyways, let's go on to your noted friend of Jimmy, Martin St. Louis, being the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. Les Montreal Canadiens.
I mean, I guess I'll just say
you're the one who box. You know anything
I know,
more.
Dude, I told him.
Yeah.
I said, you're like 2-3 years, man. You're 2-3 years. You're coaching Pee Wee now. You got a future ahead of you. Well, you played in the AHL too? Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I like that they went outside the box. You know, listen, it is it's still, an NHL player, it's still a guy, who's, been around and such, but it's a new look, man. It's a new look. And, someone put it really well. You don't have to have juniors coaching experience to be a good coach. You don't. It's a personality thing, and it's it really comes down to personality and strategy. Like, those are the two things it comes down to. And I think Martin St. Louis, I don't think it's hard to say he's got the personality. We'll see if that translates to, head coach position and all that. But, yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like that they went outside the box. But, of course, they had to get a guy with a French last name. It's just beautifully on brand.
I just feel like it's like a nice change of pace, like a breath of fresh air, and it's just nice to have a little bit of a change for once.
Exactly.
It's not the same 5 old guys who just keep
rotating around going to Montreal.
Yeah, and he was he's cracking jokes at the press conference. He seems like he's comfortable there. It doesn't seem like a guy who's in over his head and all that. What was it he said? He's I think he said about it was Caulfield or somebody. He's
I'm pretty sure Caulfield has 2 goals in 2 games that he's coached, and he 1 goal got disallowed. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's funny you say that because he said he's like, well, I was coaching Pee Wee or whatever. He's like, those guys were having fun, so he's like, so I think maybe I'm probably the most qualified for the job. I'm like, okay, this guy, he's ready for it. He's he's got the mentality. He's comfortable. I think it's gonna be a great fit. I'm excited for it.
It's gotta be nice having a job with no expectations. If we're being honest, what the fuck do they expect to have to do this year?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're gonna make the playoffs, Marty. Go.
It's just a trial. They don't even know if he's gonna be there next year, but it's worth the try.
Stand there, look pretty. That's all you gotta do.
Fuck it.
Wave and smile, boys. Smile and wave. We kind of touched on it earlier, but the Oilers fired their head coach, and Dave Tippett got fired. And obviously, I've said this, Dave Tippett obviously hasn't done himself any favors, but kind of like the Blackhawks, it's all the way from the top. how rotten this organization is. At least from on the ice. At least they don't got that off-ice shit.
Yeah.
No,
it's just a boy. It's a boys' club. We know of. It's a boys' club. You know. That's what it is.
Were you a part of the '80s team? Ah, come on, man.
Kevin Lowe, come on down, buddy. Hall of Famer Kevin Lowe, by the way. I think he had like.
We know Evander Kane faked his COVID card. Clearly, he faked his ID because, man wasn't from the '80s and he got signed in 2 seconds. So that explains.
Bro, he really put '60s instead of '80s on his vaccination card. That's
crazy, bro. He's playing both sides, dude. Very smart. But I'll be honest.
So I can come out on top.
I don't know much about Jay Woodcroft. Good friend Shay.
He's run a good program in what's it called, Bakersfield, their HL team. Yeah. So he's well respected by the hockey community.
Our friend Shay, I know he was very high on him. He was, saying himself, he's like, and this was like a month ago. He's saying, I think it's time. This during their beautiful little 13-game skid or wherever the hell happened there. How I guess Oilers fans have wanted to see Woodcroft there. So at least there seems to be some positivity there at Edmonton. Pierce, I'm guessing you know a couple things about him, just living there and hearing about it.
Not really, but it's funny. It's funny how
the talk of the town, Jay Woodcroft.
That's the scuttlebutt going around Edmonton right now, Jay Woodcroft. But it's funny how earlier I said Marc-Andre Fleury has now caused 2 coach firings, Mike Babcock and Dave Tippett. Do you want to know? So I think it's 5 Canadian teams have fired their coach this season. It was Vancouver, Edmonton now, Winnipeg, they replaced their coach, and okay, I don't think it's 5, but I think it's 4, and then Montreal as well. Do you know who the longest tenured coach in Canada is right now? That's coaching a Canadian team.
Hold up. Wouldn't be the Leafs, wouldn't be the Habs, obviously. I was gonna say send DJ Smith.
Yeah, and he was hired in summer of 2019.
Wow, Jesus.
Country of turnover, Canada.
Unless you're a general manager.
Sorry,
Jim Benning. You don't get to make the cut.
Yeah, Mr. Bim Jenningson.
Bim Jennings.
Okay.
And he was still there for 8 years too.
So over the last 12 months, there's been 4 head coaches fired in Canada. 5.
5, I think, yeah. Because, Montreal. I'm trying to do this off my head, but Montreal fired Julian last year. Calgary, I think, fired their head coach as well, and then it's just five of them within the last calendar year. That's crazy.
Basically, almost every team.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, except for the Leafs, who, if you ask any fan, they'll be fire Sheldon Keefe, which is hilarious.
No.
And then you got the Sens.
Stop it.
Did you count the Jets? Because didn't he technically step down and he didn't actually get fired?
Yeah, that is true. But I should coach changes, but
good point, Reagan.
Within the less than 3 calendar years, every Canadian team has either fired a head coach or there's been a coaching change.
Yeah, and it's gotten them so far too.
Montreal's fired, I think, 2 head coaches, because they fired Julian and then they fired Ducharme, and they're paying both of them for the next couple of years. I'm pretty sure.
Oh God, man! Didn't they signed into an extension, right?
Yeah, they signed into a 3-year extension after the Cup run, and then they fire him.
It was funny too, because I remember in that Cup run, people were already talking about how Don Ducharme wasn't a good head coach. They were like, "Oh, Luke Richardson coaches this team way better." Blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, okay, I've got you guys so far.
Hey, listen, they're doing a mid-off.
Bro, they having a mid-off in Canada. It's crazy right now. It's a 17 mid-off. Think about it.
That's Arizona and Montreal right now. They having a mid-off, so you can be.
No, that's Buffalo and Montreal literally right now.
That's true. They're tied right now. I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, by the way, did check Pierce Caulfield did score the first 2 games. Hasn't scored this game, but hey, that
at least.
Even 2 out of 3 is still incredibly good for him. I mean, that's awesome. Good on St. Louis, man.
Hey, he's reaching that 40-goal plateau, as Trevor Zegras said.
By the way, speaking of the Habs, could Shea Weber be the world's biggest heel and just retire so Nashville gets that massive cap.
Oh my god.
Like,
Minnesota and
biggest
Nashville
heel
having
the
to
sport
deal
has
with big
ever seen.
cap hits yet next year. Please, please,
God,
please.
please be the biggest heel the sport has ever fucking seen. Oh my god.
Dude,
Like-
I mean, literally, how do you burn every bridge in an organization in one day? That's how you do it.
Bro,
I mean,
what
not
a
just
way.
burn bridges. I mean, you blow up the fucking city with that.
Bro, like,
Oh my god.
I just feel like people forget that if Shea Weber actually retired, not like retired with quotes and just sat on the LTIR, like Nashville would be in the toilet and cap for the next.
What is it, like 25 million?
24 mil one season.
24
million
million?
against the cap.
Yeah.
I'm about to end this whole organization's career in one fucking sitting. One stroke of the pen, and this motherfucker has ended a franchise. I mean, that's pretty sick. I'm not
Or
gonna
2
lie.
words, I've retired. And then,
4 words. I retired. Fuck you.
fuck you. Fuck you, Nashville.
Honestly, that's like that lives up to what Shea Weber would probably say too. For being honest,
He's pretty great, man. He's pretty great.
I will always remember Shea Weber for going on a murder streak in like Game 1 against the Blackhawks. I think it was Game 2. I don't know. But, like, he basically like
Zetterberg.
he boarded, slashed, then slashed again, then did another boarding, then did a cross check, all on the way to the bench. None of it got called.
Man's a menace.
Oh my god.
That's just the good kidding kidding him.
That's amazing, man. Well, let's see. What is the year? Is it this off season?
Oh, like for the cap hit?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no,
Like,
it's
when
in like
would it
3
be?
years.
Yeah.
It's in 3 years. I think it's 2024.
Oh, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. Oh,
So
yes,
listen, he's
sir.
got 3 years to be the villain. He can just wait. He can just wait and wait and wait until that last year.
No,
Depends on-
motherfucker is
it depends
literally.
on-
No, he's Thanos, bro. He's Thanos. What
You know
will
what it
you
comes
do?
down to? How
Wait.
bad did Nashville burn that bridge during the PK Subban trade? How bad
That's-
was that bridge burned? Because he was the
At
captain
first-
of the team when they got traded.
I was thinking about that because when you brought it up, I'm thinking, well, why? It'd be funny. Why would he do it? They traded him when he was the captain. I mean, if Subban had that kind of power, let's be honest, Subban would be doing that
He
shit too.
decided to choose Philadelphia, like when they offer sheeted him, so maybe there's some bad blood there. I don't know.
Please. I don't even care that it's Nashville. I just want full chaos. I want full fucking chaos, man.
And LOL at Nashville. That'd be
Yeah,
funny.
old Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville makes me so mad, bro. They had for 3 years, it was like, no one's going to score. And now everyone's like, you know what? We signed all these big-ass deals. We're going to play hockey again. Mikael Granlund's like, it's actually 2017. I'm going to score in 80 minutes. Matt Duchene's like, I'm actually a second overall pick for a fucking reason.
They're 3-4 years late. That's a fucking problem. It's the only problem with that.
Maybe they're right on time, though. Saros just hit his prime, bro.
That is true. That is true. It's just that defense that worries me a little bit, you know? I mean, they're seeming
What as much as I don't like him, I've heard Alex Carey has actually been really good for him this year.
Oh, yeah. They love that piece. I know the fans really, really wanted to see him get a chance. Now he's getting it.
Pierce's favorite player, Tanner Jeannot.
Oh,
Yeah! Woo! Rookie of the year, Tanner Jeannot.
That's
Fantasy
Calder
hockey
winner,
legend,
Tanner Jeannot, when he
Jeannot.
beats Michael Bunting for it. I'll have you know that.
It goes Jeannot, Bunting, and then like 5 tiers below Zegras.
Nedeljkovic.
Double rookie, baby.
Yeah.
Double rookie.
Has there ever been a rookie that's been double nominated for the Calder? I would love
He was nominated last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh my god, man.
Matt Murray.
When it is a rookie twice, guys. Let's not forget this. Oh boy.
What a career Matt Murray's had. He won 2 Stanley Cups as a rookie, and then he's in Ottawa now.
See,
Yeah, at
Nedeljkovic.
least he's making like $6.5 million a year. So.
That's true.
God, I wish
he's won his
Nedeljkovic
cups.
was-
He's secured the bag. So you know what?
And wait, like, doesn't it work a way where like if you get buried in the AHL, you make more money on your contract? So like he's probably making bank right now in Ottawa.
I don't think you have to pay escrow in the minors, so he's definitely
That's
making
what
more
it
off
is.
that.
Because I remember
Yeah.
they were making a big deal about that with Evander Kane when they sent him down. Because it's like if anything, he's gonna make more money doing that. And then
Yeah.
I don't know.
Escrow ain't fucking. It is not, from what we've known, it's not a small amount, the escrow. So that does count. That does count.
It's like a fifth of your salary or something. Like it's
Mhm. It's basically taxes at that point, you know. They take the taxes out of your paycheck, which is, you know, a little silly when you're paying guys millions of dollars, but, you know, what do I know?
Money, economics. Am I right?
Yep. Right. There's a game today.
Is there?
That's right. It's the Montreal Buffalo game. No.
Wait. That's already being played. What are you talking about?
What? Oh, well, I shouldn't have been doing this podcast. But there's also another game today. It's between the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Shiesty, Jamar Chase, baby. About to be a show. How we feel about this, guys?
Excited.
I am excited. Yeah. Bring it on.
Fuck yeah. Who we got, though? Who we got? We all want the Bengals. We know this. Who we got?
I don't know. Don't ask me this. I just want Cincinnati to win.
Listen, first of all, I just love Joe Burrow so much. Then also, part of me just doesn't. I think Stafford deserves the Super Bowl, but like, I also don't want to see him win it before the Bears win one. Like,
no, Stafford got to sit down, man. Stafford got to get his ass kicked today, man. Need that.
I'm Bengals all the way, but.
Hell yeah.
I'm not giving a prediction other than I'm cheering for the Bengals. I'll watch it unfold. Fair.
Brain says Rams, heart says Bengals. I'm going Rams 31-20. I just think Bengals literally have the Rams literally have 2 Hall of Famers on the D-line. And if Joe Burrow can handle getting knocked on his ass probably like 12 times today, then maybe they'll win.
Yeah.
He can do it.
They are so, like, I don't think you guys realize how talented that Rams roster is. Like, I think Reagan does. Reagan, you saw the Rams in town, right?
No, don't worry. I have an idea, too.
Hey, guys, I don't know football.
Like,
my knowledge is OBJ good, Stafford good, Aaron Donald good. That's all I need to know. Sorry, Reagan. I'm so sorry, Reagan. Go ahead.
I'm thinking out loud. I think the Rams were in Indiana. I genuinely can't remember.
It was early in the year, so.
Yeah, it was like really early in the season.
Mm-hmm. But like, that offense they do whatever they want whenever they want. Their defense is top 3 in the league. It was the best in the league last year, and arguably got better because they got Von Miller.
I mean, I'm kind of with you. Brain kind of thinking Rams, but my heart's set up for the Bengals.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Brain says Rams, heart says Bengals. I've been saying that all week. People ask me, who do you got? I'm like, Rams are going to smoke them, but I want. There's that small chance they can figure it out. Bengals, man. I mean, they shut down the Chiefs' offense for that second half of that game. I mean, it's not impossible for them to do it. It's not likely. Stop it.
Burrow gets sacked like 9 times in like one of the other playoff games, and they still won. Yep. You get sacked 9 times, and you still win.
Wasn't it a record of some sorts?
Yeah, that's a record. It was a playoff record for sacks in a game, and they still won.
And that's not just a team. That's like NFL wide.
NFL wide, yeah. Like, Jesus. No NFL team had 9 sacks in a playoff game.
Oh, my God.
Brian Taylor.
Oh, my God.
He's terrible.
Listen, guys. The most important question is over under on how many limbs Aaron Donald takes off of Joe Burrow.
Oh, like 3.5.
I'd say so. I think that's about right. At least like one arm, a leg, probably half the other leg, maybe like a ligament or something, you know?
I think the biggest key to this game that I was talking about is coaching. Because I don't know if you guys watched the Super Bowl and the Rams made it like 4 years ago, but Sean McVay got outclassed coaching-wise. He was trying to do too much. Bill Belichick knew everything he was going to do.
I was going to say,
we're going to do it. They got held to 3 points in the Super Bowl. Even Sean McVay will probably come out and say that he overdid it that game. He wasn't prepared, or not prepared enough, and blah, blah, blah. This is Zach Taylor's first Super Bowl. He's also worked under Sean McVay. He was a coach for Sean McVay, Zach Taylor was. He was like the quarterback coach or something before he left, or tight ends coach. I don't know. It was something really weird before he became the head coach of the Bengals. So I'm curious to see if he's going to know what his coaches, his old, like, you know, assistant coaches' tendencies are, and vice versa. And, I mean, it's like Pierce just said, this like NFL is a game of halves. It's a tale of 2 halves. And we've seen Sean McVay almost choke to Brady in the second half. We saw him almost choke to Garoppolo in the second half. He did choke to Garoppolo in the second half last week of the season. We've seen the Bengals are a better second half team than the first half team. It's just there's so many interesting storylines as to how this game could go. And then there's also Eli Apple getting toasted by Odell Beckham Jr., which is what I really
It's going to happen. So much.
Listen, I thought that last week, or the AFC team, that game, I thought the Chiefs were going to, like, smoke the Bengals. And, like, after watching, like, I couldn't watch the whole game. the little bit of I watched, I was like, this is just not gonna go well. And then the Bengals just came back in the second half and just killed them. Mm-hmm. So I can honestly see this going either way.
100%. And
it's all about the defense that picks up, man. If the defense can stand up the way they did to the Chiefs, if they can carry that momentum, I feel like that's the deal breaker right there. Because let's be honest, do
we see overtime?
Oh, go ahead, Pierce.
Do we see overtime?
Fuck all. I don't know. Not again. I can't do that. No, I'm sick of this coin flip crap. Please no. Please no. This coin flip crap's got to go after this season, man.
If the Bengals are in the game, it probably will. But if the Rams win this game, I don't see it going to overtime. The Rams will just take care of it.
No. If the Rams win, it's going to be like, I'm going to be honest. I think it's at least by 15 if the Rams win. Like, Exactly.
Like, yeah, the Chiefs have the better quarterback, but you could argue that they had the same amount of playmakers on defense as the Bengals did. That's not the same case with the Rams. The Rams got at least 6 guys on defense I'd take over their best guy, and the Bengals got the best guy on defense, which is nothing against Trey Hendrickson, who had like 16.5 sacks last year. It's just he's not Aaron Donald, he's not Von Miller, he's not Jalen Ramsey, he's not Darius Williams. I'd argue he's not Eric Weddle. I'd argue he's not even Leonard Floyd's doing something on that team. And
I completely fucking forgot he's on that team, dude.
He doesn't get sacks, but he gets pressures. That's all you need to do in this offense.
Hey, man, you need role guys. You need role guys. We always every sport, man. Every sport.
You need your competent
bums, really good. Like, I don't know, man. Like, there's just so much talent in that defense. If Joe Burrow does it, he earned it. That's all I'm gonna say. He fucking earned it.
Yeah. No, if they win that game, it's because Joe Burrow is the MVP. Joe, stop.
It's because Matt Stafford. There's 2 ways.
Tale of 2 Joes.
Either Joe Burrow outduels Matt Stafford, or Matt Stafford shoots himself in the foot. That's the only way they lose this game. Or the Rams shoot themselves in the foot. Because if we're being honest, that's the only way the Bucs got back into that game in the divisional round. Because the Rams fumbled 4 times in the second half. So if the Rams have that many mental fuck-ups, which they are capable of, that could open the door.
I think another big factor is just the stage for these guys. I mean, we've seen Burrow. We always talk about it. Guys got ice running through every vein in his body. But, it's the biggest stage in the world. Who knows? And I think the same thing. He has. I guess it's. I guess the way I see it is just. It's another level, though. I mean, yes, the national championship is what it is, but this is this fucking Super Bowl. I mean, this is something else.
It's just I don't think Matt Stafford's been in a game of this much magnitude in his career.
No, I was going to say, though, that's what I wonder about.
Against Montreal.
That's okay. It's against Montreal. What do you expect? So what I was saying about Martin St. Louis being the right option. Let's backtrack on that.
You let Jeff Skinner get a hat trick. He's up to 19 goals, by the way. And also, Nazem Kadri broke his career high in points in 43 games. 62.
I'm okay. I'm great. I'm doing fine. That's awesome. But Matt Stafford. I think that might be the biggest X factor is if Stafford can handle it. I think that's all it comes down to. Stafford, I'm not trying to say the guy, he's not a bad quarterback, obviously, but he just seems to have that tendency to crumble under some pressure.
Yeah. He's a gunslinger. He's gonna make those throws. It's just the way it is. That's how he's been his whole career. And honestly, that's kind of how you want your quarterback to be in a way. And Joe Burrow's kind of like that too. They have like that next throw mentality. They'll just throw it to the back of their head. But like, I mean, I watched the Rams this year, and all 5 of their losses, it's because Matt Stafford threw either a pick 6 or he had 3 interceptions, or he was just not on his A game. So if he's not on his A game, and granted, Matt Stafford's been incredible this postseason. Like besides that one throw against San Francisco in the conference championship, he has been phenomenal. And there's no complaints with how Matt Stafford's played. So I'm not really worried about that to an extent. But like I said, the turnovers are a thing. And if he starts giving the Bengals short field after short field, it's going to be a problem. Because we know the Bengals can kick. We know they'll take their points. They're not going to be a team that's going to go for it on like the 30, like Matt Nagy, and not get any points. They'll take their 3. And, that'll eventually become 4 field goals. And look at that. Oh, man, they're up by 9 now because they kicked a bunch of field goals. Like, I don't know. This game could just go so many ways.
I just want it to be a good game.
To watch it
I just want it to be a good game. That's at the end of the day.
Fucking blowout. I swear to God.
Like, I just want both teams to have fun, but also the Bengals win.
What's the sign that the one girl brings to the hockey games? I just hope both teams have fun.
I was gonna say, I just hope the kids have fun. That's all that matters. It's all about having fun. That's at the end of the day, that's what's important.
Oh yeah. Also, I hope there's no big injuries. I really don't want to see an injury change the trajectory of the Super Bowl. That would suck so much.
It's always the worst fucking way, too.
Like, I just want to add, though, too, I think it's really interesting that, like, in the history of the Super Bowl, up until last year, the host team was, like, never playing in the Super Bowl. And now we have back-to-back host teams. Right? That's just bizarre.
And the other thing, too. So the first one was Tampa.
It's rigged.
And they couldn't even have a full stadium. So, like, they couldn't even have, like, a home game for the Super Bowl. Because it was, like, 25% capacity? And now this one's LA. And LA is notorious for never selling out their own stadium with their own fans. So, like,
LA, am I right?
I literally saw a tweet, like, before we started this about, like, how many tickets are still available. And, like, granted, they're still, like, $5,000 each. And I'm like, it's the Super Bowl. Like, what the hell?
It's LA. Their fans
Jimmy,
don't care.
You might even say Los Angeles.
It's so dumb. Like, and I'm not like I'm so serious. Don't be surprised with how much orange you see at the Super Bowl this year. There's gonna be a lot of orange.
Yeah,
it's gonna be me, baby. I'm going there. I'm flying over there right now.
5 points today.
Wait, what the hell? He has 4 goals.
Huh?
What is going on?
Stop it! Stop it! Hold up.
What about the Super Bowl, the biggest event in the world? Jeff Skinner has 4 goals.
Listen, man, I'm happy for him. Like, he got his money and he sucked for 2 years, and like we all gave him crap. Like, we know he's.
20! What the fuck?
Bro, we know he's capable of this though. He used to score 30 at will. So like, I'm glad he's back at this. At least he's playing up to his contract now. Jeez.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, like, you never want to see a guy sign for that much and just fall off the face of the earth. It's tough, man.
Like, oh, man, that was the worst contract in the league for 3 years, and now if he plays like this, he'll be. It's like Erik Karlsson, bro. Erik Karlsson's been way better this year until he got hurt.
Until he broke another thing. It's so sad with Erik Karlsson, man.
Damn, man. It's so sad.
I saw that he had, I think he had a son, so that was cool.
Keep Mike Hoffman's goal.
Yeah.
I saw he had a son, so that's kind of dope. That's neat.
Yeah. So you know what? He's even though he doesn't get to play,
what's his wife's name? Melinda, I think.
Yeah.
Like they're great people. Like they do so.
But in all seriousness, that's genuinely wonderful after what happened to them before. Good for them.
They've had such a bad last couple of years, just with personal stuff. So it's good to hear.
Fuck Mike Hoffman.
Fuck Mike Hoffman.
And that's why the Montreal.
It's so ironic too, because now Karlsson's on San Jose, and that was the team that they flipped Hoffman to flip him out of the conference. Like that was the Mike Hoffman trade a couple years ago was some shit.
That's that's the closest thing to the Blackhawks, like in terms of off-ice stuff, and that doesn't even touch come close and touching it. But like Ottawa was horrible that year, and like really for a couple of years. They still are a bad team, but at least they're not dealing with the off-ice stuff. So
at least they got young talent.
Yeah. Timmy Stutzla.
Yes, sir.
As they call him, Jimmy, I guess. Jimmy.
Apparently they do. Yeah. So my brother in arms, gotta love him.
Timmy Stutz.
Olympic hockey. So, I just want to make this point. Team Canada was 1-0 with Jeremy Colleton as head coach, and as soon as Claude Julien stepped in, they lost to the United States, proving that Jeremy Colleton was not a bad coach. Where are the haters at now?
Dare I say we start an agenda?
Yeah. Bring JC back, baby.
Jeremy Colleton in the NHL. Hashtag let Jeremy Colleton coach the Edmonton Oilers. I don't know, man.
Let Jeremy cook, bro. Let the man cook. He's got the recipes.
Dog, honestly. Let him cook with his man-to-man system when no one can play man-to-man. Let's go. By the way, I watched that Canada-US game on Friday. Who is Canada's goalie? Because I thought it was Devin Levi, and it was some.
It should have been Devin Levi, but it was Eddie Pasquale
or something like that.
Pasquale.
Bro, you're swimming like a fish.
Hey, Matt Tompkins, Rockford Ice Hogs legend, got a shutout today.
Hey, look at that.
Against China, just like Drew Comesso. Something about goalies within the Blackhawks organization.
Listen, bro, Drew Comesso, first Team USA shutout since 2010. It's pretty cool.
Hey, no, guys, did you know that them beating Canada for the first time in 12 years in the Olympic stage means that it's similar to the Miracle on Ice?
God, it was so bad, man. It was so bad. God, it cringed so fucking hard. Why can't we just go past that, please? It's embarrassing. Like, I'd rather, like, thank God they won today. They're they're in the qualifier. Or they
have a bye to the quarterfinals.
But, like, listen, if you don't get a medal this year, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, I haven't watched any of the men's tournament yet. I've just been like too busy. I've only watched like the women's.
Because the women's matter.
Well, the women have been
obviously.
better lately. At least that's like they're starting to get the game.
God, that quarterfinal game against the Czech Republic was pissing me off. So
I was getting so fucking frustrated. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
losing my mind.
Like why?
I didn't watch it, but I saw you guys.
I
I saw you guys in the group chat,
That
and
goalie
yeah.
put the fear gun
All I
in
needed to
us
know.
the third period. Like,
Pierce, you nailed it. Latvia, Canada, 2014.
Yeah.
Same fucking game. Same
Hats
game.
off to the goalie for Czech. Holy
that
crap!
was insane. Like
And,
that
like-
easily could have been like an 8-0 game.
They were pumping shots on her. Like, oh my
I think
God.
she made like
I
60
know.
saves in the end. That was crazy.
The final was like 59-6.
Yeah,
And you only
59 to
scored
6.
4 goals, and one of them is an empty net.
Seriously, man.
Oh my god.
And like I told my brother this, like at least like from what I'm gathering, the U.S. needs their stars to show up. It's just plain and simple. They gotta start getting on the board more. Like Hillary Knight, Kendall Coyne, Schofield, they all gotta get on the
Stars
board.
trouble scoring goals.
Me and my 19-year-old fucking god in Canada over here. Shut up. God, I wish I had the luxury of just going from Marie-Philippe Poulin to fucking Sarah Fillier. Jesus. What a luxury. Oh my god.
So yeah, Canada
Oh
beat
my
Sweden
God.
11-0.
Whoa! Okay.
And then
That's neat.
and Switzerland beat Russia 4-2. United States obviously beat Czech Republic 4-1, and then Finland beat Japan 7-1. Cool for Japan to even get there. Honestly, that's pretty.
Weren't Japan and China pretty competitive too? Their last
Yeah, China didn't make it. Like, I'm pretty sure they're right there, but I'm trying
Yeah.
to find the final rankings here. So yeah, China just missed out. They did have a win, an overtime win, but yeah, it looks like they got relegated. But but Japan looks like they will be in the Olympics in 2026,
Nice.
which is a made up year, by the way. That's not real.
It's not.
It's like
no,
2030,
yeah,
bro.
exactly.
It's like Seth Jones' contract. 2030.
That'll be the next Olympics after that, when hopefully maybe the Canadian men will go.
Connor Bedard will
Like
be
the
leading the
NHL
team
players,
by that time.
Connor Bedard
Jeez.
will be like 25 then.
Bro,
No, dude. No, dude, it's gonna be McDavid like scoring a goal at the All-Star game, going back to the bench, and just break down crying. The Olympics.
That picture's so true though, where it's just like I could be at the fucking Olympics right now.
Dylan, that's exactly where that thought came from. It's so perfect.
It's so true though. Like,
Congratulations to me. I'm at a fucking
God
All-Star
damn you,
game.
Lil Nas X, for putting us in a goddamn pinata.
I want to read the top scorers for the tournament so far. So first place, Natalie Spooner with 13 points. Second place, Sarah Nurse with 12 points. Third place, Marie-Philippe Poulin with 12 points. Fourth place, Brianne Jenner with 11 points, 8 goals. Fifth place, Sarah Fillier with 10 points, 8 goals.
Can't believe this fucking
Are you
guy's
just
not-
naming Canada's roster right now? Is that all I'm hearing? Like,
No,
shit.
the top 7 players are Canadian, and then after that, it's Alina Moeller from Switzerland, and then Hillary Knight from the United States, Erin Ambrose on Canada, and then Petra Nieminen on Finland.
Spooner's
That's
having a
great,
hell of
man.
a
That's
tournament, too.
great,
He's not getting
Pierce. You know what,
talked about
Pierce?
nearly enough.
That's so good, Pierce. I'm so glad I know that. Thank you.
They're gonna
Doesn't hurt my soul at all. Jesus.
No. But Pierce, Spooner's not getting talked about enough. She's been arguably the most underrated player in this tournament. I swear she's accounted on like every Canada goal, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
In some
Gets
way,
10
shape, or
assists
form.
in 5 games.
But remember, guys, you need to get rid of women's hockey because there's no competition. Bite me.
Mhm.
Jesus fucking Christ. You know what? Next time Canada beats up on Switzerland in the World Juniors 13-1, I'm going to bring that crap up. Because I'm sorry. Like, if that's what we're talking about with competitiveness, I've seen a team do that and then lose the next game. It's fucking hockey. Anything can
Didn't
happen.
we literally had a
Clearly.
coach in 2017 talking about like we're not better. We know that.
Yeah, the
remember-
Switzerland coach,
yeah,
I remember.
like he's like, yeah, like, what am I gonna tell them that they're better? No,
No.
we're gonna just play our
Play
best. Exactly. But no, there's no competition in women's hockey, so you know.
No, yeah, and you could argue that this tournament, like, I would very much argue that the women's tournament is last time was way more exciting. The time before that arguably was more exciting, and now this time is probably gonna be more exciting because it's a more competitive tournament. It's just the way it is.
Isn't it crazy how when you give a sport time to grow, it gets better? Like I will never get off this hill. The most frustrating thing about how people see women's hockey is that they act as if it needs to be at the level of the NHL right now.
No.
They haven't had women have not been playing hockey as long as men have. It's an objective fact when it comes to like sport, just like going down to youth teams and such.
They only added women's hockey to the Olympics in 1998. So
exactly, they have not. They are decades behind, and that's okay.
Like this is their 7th tournament, I think.
Exactly. Let them fucking cook, man. Give them time. Yeah, seriously.
Fucking cook. Bro, my favorite with this tournament is like everyone's always talking about we need to see the best of the best against each other. When U.S. and women's Canadian hockey teams play against each other, that is the best of the fucking best. And guess what?
That might be the best rivalry in hockey, like just in general.
It is.
They genuinely
is. Like every time they play each other, there's some kind of animosity. Like it's amazing. It's what you want in the sport.
And there's always drama too. Like the past gold medal games have been like close. Like obviously there was a shootout in 2018, and then the overtime game in 2014, and even 2010. I'm pretty sure it was like a 2-0 close.
2018 game. Was great, man. 2018 was a fucking fantastic ending.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you agree, Pierce?
No. I don't think games should not be decided in the shootout. Like, come on.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And
but the outcome was great.
And it's funny, like I remember, like a Canadian made that point once. It's like, well, that means then the Jonathan Toews like shootout against the United States that shouldn't count either. Yes, like this doesn't happen to Canada.
Yeah.
1998.
It's ridiculous. No matter where it is.
Yeah, 1998. Like Canada had to go to the shootout against Dominik Hasek in the Czech Republic, and he stopped every single shot. Like,
didn't they not put Gretzky out there, or was it Lemieux?
No, they didn't put Gretzky out there. I think they put Ray Bork out instead. That's what happened.
Then what's good on you?
Guess who the head coach was?
Mike Babcock.
No, Mark Crawford.
Even better.
So yeah. So the quarterfinals for the women, or the semifinals, I guess, it's Canada versus Switzerland and United States versus Finland. And then that's tomorrow, and it looks like the gold medal game is on Thursday, and then the bronze medal game is on Wednesday.
Operation U.S. team don't get goalie challenge, because holy shit, if they put up like 180 shots, like they're have a potential to put up like 180 shots through 3 games and only got like 7-8 goals to show for it. Like, jeez.
Dylan, we can't escape the lack of goal scoring. No matter where we go.
Everywhere I go, I see his face. And it's the fucking expected goals chart.
Yeah, that's all that matters. The U.S. is winning in the deserve to win-o-meter.
God, I wish they had one of those for the Olympics. I wanted to see.
They might not be winning.
And USA fucking check.
Listen,
guys. To win-o-meter.
They may not be scoring, but I'm expecting them to, and that's what matters.
By whom exactly?
Shade Fresh.
Shade Fresh.
Yeah, he expects a lot out of them.
All right.
Well. I think we touched on everything we want to touch about. We talked about Dylan Strome.
That's safe to say.
Yeah, Blackhawks GM search, Dominic Ducharme being fired, and then the Oilers firing Dave Tippett, and then Olympic hockey in the Super Bowl. So we basically touched on everything we needed to.
Yeah.
Unless y'all got something else to add.
Not really. Great fucking podcast though. Great fucking podcast, Reagan. Thank you so much for coming on.
We ought to
again.
have you on, Reagan.
Yeah, definitely will be the last. Definitely will be the last, no question.
I always have fun like talking to you guys like this. It's always so fun.
Really? Oh, we're boring as shit. We're incredibly boring. What are you talking about?
We hate each other too.
Yeah, especially Pierce. He's Canadian.
No, that's a lie. We only hate Jimmy because he's a Leafs fan. That's it.
Way to turn the knife.
Wait, actually, I do have one more thing to say. And I just say how funny it has been to watch Leafs Twitter erupt over 2 losses over the last 4 years.
Yeah. Is it time to give up on Jack Campbell?
Please give up on Jack Campbell, please.
We'll gladly take him in Chicago.
Listen, man. Listen. Fucking, yeah, go see what you got with Joseph Woll. Fine. You want to do that? Great.
And
fantastic, man.
It's so funny too because they got bent over backwards over that Calgary game, right? And I'm like, that's great and all, but like you're playing Florida in round 1. Florida doesn't play like Calgary.
Yeah.
Like they don't like Tampa to an extent can't play like Calgary. But Florida doesn't play like Calgary at all. Your play style fits who you're gonna play in round 1. Let's just put it that way. It's not gonna be like last year where you played a Habs team that literally was gonna push their fucking crappy style down your throat and it worked. God bless.
And Sherrod, baby.
God bless Carey Price. And and you'll.
Hey, did you see that Ben Sherrod is injured?
No! How are they going to get their first now, Pierce?
How are teams going to trade their first round pick and top prospect now?
Oh, I'm free. I'm safe.
Arturi Lehkonen. Come on, guys. Arturi Lehkonen. Look at those expected goals.
Listen, guys. Listen. I'm happy that Ben Sherrod's, like, not going to get traded to the Leafs. Hopefully, possibly, please.
Oh, don't worry, Calvin.
But it's going to be great when Calvin DeHaan. Yeah, you see it.
I see.
Oh, that's
Calvin DeHaan fit right.
Adam Wilde would love that.
I'll be honest. I'll take him over Justin Hull. I'll do that.
Ooh.
Man, it seems like you're in quite the hole.
Okay.
Holy crap, you might even say. Anyways, before...
Okay. You gotta go. You gotta end the podcast now, man. You gotta end the podcast now.
Before we make any more bad puns, let's get out of here.
Put a muzzin on it.
Okay. All right, man. All right.
End the show. I'm going insane.
Let's go, Bengals!
Go Bengals!